Good evening. I'm Mark, Baker's Green Acres. It's the 17th of June, 2012. I haven't briefed you in some time, but as you know, some legal things are going on, and there's reasons why I can't disclose everything that's happening from our end. We're safe. Our pigs are safe. Nothing much has happened. Nothing worth talking about, really. The latest news is Michigan DNR sought a continuance of the cases, so they pushed back our court cases 6 weeks. At first they're in a big yank to get this done, but then they wanted to push it back 6 weeks. And I think the reason for that was to let the stir quiet down. With that in mind, I'm going to ask you to stir it up again, because it needs to be stirred up. This is a very big issue, and the only way these lawmakers move is if you, the citizenry, the reason we're here, stir it up. And that means calling the governor's office. It means calling the DNR and saying, no way, we're not going to put up with it. Have to make it very clear to them that this situation is not going to go away. They can push it back 6 weeks, they can push it back 6 months. It is not going away. The family farm is too precious to allow that to happen. So I need your help. I'm asking you for help to stir it back up. The donations have been outstanding. We are about dead even on where we need to be with our legal fees, and that is really good, and I'm so proud of you. Thank you very much. All right, this week, probably tomorrow afternoon, we're going to find out the decision that's being made on what they call a change of venue. The state, instead of trying all 5 cases, they want all cases consolidated into one. Well, it's done at the county judge's discretion. The judges said no. They said no. They didn't want that done because the DNR, what they would do is they would take it to Lansing and get the results that they wanted. Judges said no. However, there was a motion that our lawyer filed to dismiss the case on the grounds of constitutional or lack of constitutionality due to vagueness. All right, they want to prosecute me as a felon, but they're not really sure whether it's a pig with a curly tail or a pig with a straight tail. They're not sure if it's a pig with a erect ear or a pig with a floppy ear. They're not really sure if if you have striped babies, although the law says striped babies are bad babies. But they're saying, nah, but we're going to give you a pass on that. So it's very vague what they're saying. And when it comes to prosecuting someone as a felon, that's a big deal. And what the DNR has done to, like Dave Tuxbury and others, they've said, you get rid of those pigs, we're going to prosecute you as a felon, you'll never own a gun the rest of your life, you'll never vote, all those terrible things. But I don't think they can do it, because I think it is unconstitutional, and I think it is very vague. Anyway, that case will be heard. All 5 of the complaints, they peeled off the constitutional motion, and that will be heard in Marquette, right, at one time. If this declaratory ruling is found to be unconstitutional, it ends right there, as far as the pig issue goes. But that's big medicine, because there are other issues that are very similar to the pig issue, like the raw milk issue. If I want to milk 5 cows and sell that milk to my neighbors, that's my business, right? No, not in the state of Michigan. And it's somewhat similar to this case, but the entity behind it is not Michigan pork producers, it's Michigan milk producers, right? So if this is found to be unconstitutional, it can change a lot of things. And our feeling right now is it is unconstitutional. All right? Now, I'm going to name some names, because the time is here to name some names. I have a document right here. This is an email. All right? This was sent from the agricultural leaders of Michigan. That's what they call themselves. All right? And I'll read this to you. Agricultural leaders of Michigan Okay, it was sent to District 108, the House of Representatives, to all of them. So what they're saying is the agricultural leaders of Michigan urges you to let stand the state order declaring feral swine an invasive species and banning it from Michigan. To date, 8 states have taken this step because it is the best way to fight the epidemic that endangers agricultural businesses and local jobs. Okay, now I could read this. It's mostly the same stuff that you've heard, you know, all the terrible things that feral swine do, and how the pigs that are on my farm, because they have curly tails or straight tails, those are feral swine. They kind of agree with all of that hogwash. But now I'm going to name the names at the end of the people that have signed on. By name, all right? Dave Armstrong, President and CEO of Greenstone Farm Credit Services. Ken Nobis, President of the Michigan Milk Producers. They're concerned with feral swine too. George House, Executive Director of Michigan Allied Poultry Industries. I can see why they'd be really interested. You know, if the feral swine got in the... it could be a bad thing, right? Ken Coudois, Legislative Director of the Potato Growers. They'd be digging potatoes, I'm sure. Sam Hines, our old buddy from Michigan Pork Producers. That's kind of understandable. Jim Byram, President, Michigan Agribusiness Association. And then there's one more that's not on here, but it's Michigan Corn, and I don't have the gentleman's name. But these guys have agreed that feral swine is a bad thing. Well, let me put my name on there too, because I agree too. Feral swine, it's a bad thing. It's not my problem. The pigs on my side of the fence are not feral. But these guys want my pigs to go away. These guys right here. These are the agricultural leaders. All right? All right, I'm gonna leave that, and you can stew on that, why those guys care. But they have effectively declared war on the family farm. And you just got to wonder why. I don't know. I'm sure the answers will come out. Then I have another nifty little story right here. And I'm not drawing any lines between dots here. I'm not connecting the dots. I just can't do that at this point. I don't have all the information. But what this story is about is Monsanto files patent for new invention, the pig. The gist of this story is Monsanto has patented the genetics on 8 different breeds of swine. Right? There is only one species, and that's swine. But under species, there are breeds. Kind of like canine. That's a species. But under canines, you have Chihuahuas, Poodles, Great Pyrenees. All those are breeds, right? So apparently, they have done that. They have gotten the patent on these 8 breeds of pig, and it kind of fills in the rest of the story, because they have gone to great lengths to say that our pigs, by phenotype, by the way they look, are feral swine. Any pig with a straight tail is feral. Any pig with a curly tail is feral. Right? We've gone through that. But really, the only pig that they mention in the declaratory ruling is the Eurasian or the Russian. Right? And everybody knows what those look like. And I would bet, there's no way we can prove this, but I would bet that the Russian or the Eurasian swine, which they're very prolific, they're good breeders, they're very hardy, I would bet that that is the genetics that Monsanto would like to squash. And it's starting to all make sense, because you have these state agencies here in Michigan that are looking pretty stupid right now, but they won't let up. They are continuing to push this deal. And well, we're headed for court, and that's where this is to be straightened out. Okay, with all that said, I still feel very positive about this. We are working diligently at our Anyone Can Farm program. We have a dormitory that we're putting together, and as we speak, I'm putting together the curriculum for the first course. It's going to be about a 3-day event, probably a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and for those people that come and participate, you will leave here with everything that you need to start up a pastured poultry operation, just like we do. And that will be done here at the farm. 3 days, arrive on Sunday, leave on Wednesday, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and then we become your personal consultants after that. The dormitory should be up and running good enough where people can stay and really dig in. And then you'll be with us and working right alongside of us and my kids, and we'll be able to share some philosophies and other things about farming. So this is for people that are considering a career change and like to go into things with some instruction, and I think that we can provide that. We've done it informally now for a few years, but this is going to be a little different and a little bit more emphasis on the sequence of how we do things, and then more time so that we can discuss how we did this, why we did this, and then we can help you and discuss with you how for you to get where you want to be. Okay, there's no reason to reinvent the wheel, so that's another thing that's working. We're real excited about that, and I will be back to you fairly quick. We'll probably put something on the Baker's Green Acres site as soon as we know what the court date is, and we'll go from there. Thanks a lot for the donations. Really proud of you. We will prevail. Remember, anyone can farm.